going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Mama Tried. It has been a hot minute since I have done one of these videos. It has been a while since I've done any videos, and you know what? I'll take all that responsibility. Just been putting some things off, but I can tell you I have recorded so much and doing a full kitchen reorg that has kind of been part of the issue. So more videos are coming. We're coming up to the holidays, so that's going to also be happening. I'm going to really be working on pushing out more content more often to everyone. I've also kind of been focusing on my social media platforms, mainly TikTok, some Instagram. So I'm just trying to build a brand, trying to build some content for you guys. But I was really contemplating doing another Mama Tried video. And the only issue that I was having was, you know, I could talk about our infertility journey, and I still plan to do that. But I've been dealing with some things personally, and I just thought that maybe if I shared those things and what I've learned and just dealing with a couple of things, whatever your situation is, you know, I just want you to know I'm just explaining to you and trying to help in the best way that I can with the advice that I have and I've learned. Just some background, of course, I am married. I have 2 children, a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old. I also have 2 dogs who you will probably hear making noise during this video. I just want to talk about today something I've been dealing with lately. It may not be a popular opinion, but I would love to hear your thoughts below. I'm an open-minded person. I like to hear other people's, you know, thoughts and ideas and opinions, because my opinion is not always right. I know that's not the kind of world we live in anymore, but you know, sometimes we can just agree to disagree, and I'm perfectly okay with that. But I really been struggling. That's my dog. I've really been struggling lately with a few things. Our world and our society as we know it has become very much heavy in the areas of social media, in the areas of a lot of influencers, social media influencers, whether that's YouTube or, you know, of course, TikTok's the hot thing. We have all of these platforms now that we get to see into people's lives in a way we never thought possible. Never would have imagined growing up. Again, context, I was born in the 80s. My teenage years were through the 90s and the early 2000s. But I would have never even thought those years growing up where we would be today. I never would have imagined that my children would be learning more on a tablet than just pen and paper. I never would have pictured where we are today with technology, and especially social media, because MySpace was the thing when I was growing up, when I was in my, you know, early 20s. That was the hot commodity. That being said, I think what is happening with some people, and this is again just me speaking from a personal perspective, as moms, as parents, as women, or just as people in general, you can find yourself looking into other people's lives, and it's just this crazy imbalance sometimes, I think, where we start comparing apples to oranges. And I mean that in this way, in this sense. We're looking at their lives, and some people are very real, some people put on the facade. Whatever their preferences, I'm not against, but we see into people's lives now more so than ever. The good, the bad, and the ugly in some cases. And it's very apparent that some people at least, are happy to share those ugly moments in their lives. And I think though the problem is more about the fact that we begin comparing our lives to theirs. We begin comparing apples to oranges. Their life is not your life. I'm just saying, their life is not your life. I have had that problem in recent months, maybe even the past year, of following people who I 100% admire. There are some that I really hold in high regard, knowing them on a more personal level in some cases, and then some cases not. But just knowing their story and what they've shared, I do have that high respect for them. But because I admire them so much, I have found myself trying to either become that person or plug into my life what they do, and that's not always beneficial for you. You're comparing, again, apples to oranges. Your life and their life are totally different in just the littlest things, as far as maybe how you were raised, how they were raised, what they've dealt with in their life, what you've dealt with in your life. And I've shared this at an event I spoke at a couple of months ago. We have to understand we are not those people. Not every single day is going to look like the perfect day. Not every single day is going to match what that influencer has posted that day. I'm not knocking any of them. the ones I follow anyways are great people. I admire them, and I am always about following positive, upbeat, inspirational people. But again, you know, because of that, we can find ourselves looking back and saying, oh my goodness, I'm not that good of a mom. Oh my goodness, I don't do all the arts and crafts with my kids. Oh my goodness, I can't, right? We're coming into that season. I can't decorate my house. I don't have those great ideas. Or better yet, I don't have the money to be able to afford all of those things to decorate my house in that fashion. I just want you to know that's okay. It's okay to not be able to do that. It's great to admire people, and I am all about role models and having them and setting standards for yourself, setting goals for yourself, but be realistic with yourself. Stop, take a minute and look at yourself and say, okay, is that attainable for me? Based on my life, what I've got going on, is what I want to do or what that influencer does attainable for me? Or is there a version of what they're doing attainable for me? For example, I am the person who I have learned recently will do more if I get up earlier. I don't like to, I'm just gonna admit that. I like to sleep, but I will get more done when it's just me than I will if my house is full of people like my husband and my 2 children. That's just who I am. If everyone else is here, sometimes I find myself just lounging out with them or sitting on my tukis watching whatever, binge watching whatever show we've got or movie we have on, and not being productive. When I'm by myself, I am the most productive person. And that applies in the mornings too and in the evenings. So I have learned that about myself, that although these moms who are able to, one, stay at home, and I admire all stay-at-home moms because of the work they do, but those that are able to stay at home, who get up, you know, still early and get to do this, but also manage their kids and can still be as productive, that's something I struggle with. And I continue to look at myself as a bad mother because, my goodness, I can't keep this house clean with these 2 children. It's okay. It's okay to not have a clean house. It really is. It's not necessarily an imperfection in you. It just may be something you have to evaluate and adjust. How will it work for you? You know, my hair is a mess right now. I have no kind of any kind of a way to make my face look good. You know, I've got nothing on, no moisturizer, nothing. My nails are not done, and I put off filming this because I was like, man, I'm gonna look a hot mess. And today I was just like, it's okay to look a hot mess. That's real life and it's real talk. I hope this was helpful. I just wanted you to know you're not the only one that's struggling to keep up with all the Joneses. You're not the only one trying to find sometimes your way in life, or where you want to be, or how you want things to manage, and that's okay. I have found a system that works for me. I can happily share that. If you're interested, just comment below if you're interested in hearing about that. But I'm just here to tell you it's okay. It's really going to be okay to figure some things out, to pause, take a moment and say, is this really going to work for me? Or is there a version of this that can work for me? If you're trying 100% every single day for yourself, for your family, for your husband, for your kids, if you don't have that, for whomever you find important in your life, including yourself, if you're pushing at 100 all the time, then that's all that matters. But here's the other thing. If you're at a day where you can't push it at 100 and all you can manage is 50, and you pushed at 50, that's still okay too. That's still okay. Okay? I just wanted you to know and hear that from somebody who's figuring out some things later on in life. I'm 37, pushing 40, and I still am trying to figure some things out in my life. I hope this was helpful for you today. I look forward to sharing the wonderful recreation of this kitchen, just a full reorg and declutter, and I'm excited to see more of you guys through the holidays. I hope your summer is a blast. Love you all.